A cleft is most often found in a perfectly normal child, and it's so repairable.
In Western parts of the world, we have automatic protocols in place to repair the broken smiles of these kids and their palates on a timely basis. Countries such as Myanmar, they don't necessarily have that infrastructure.
They do not have the means, they don't have the resources, they don't have the skill set.
These children are shunned, they are ostracized, they're hidden away by their families. Most cultures, it's very important to have children and have families, and they are not marriage material regardless of male or female. So it allows them to have basic happiness in their culture, even if they don't have, of course, money or other status. If you're having babies and children, you're looked upon as valuable, and they feel valuable themselves.
We've met some children, even in this visit, that have not been in school because of the cleft. So no experience, no learning, no advancement, and a life very different from the siblings.
The reason that it's so important for me is because I was born with a cleft palate and a cleft lip. My family was very poor.
These people love their children, they want the best for their children, they want their children to have a normal life, and this gives them the opportunity to do that.
For a parent, I think it's their greatest hope, their greatest wish for their child to have this surgery.
When we come on trips like this, there is some background work done by the host organization or facility which is extremely important. They need to advertise or spread the word in the community that a group is coming.
When we recruited here, we also advertises through the newspaper, through the Facebook, through the radio.
They have lived in such small huts you can barely walk into, and they bring their kids for surgery, and they're so happy to have something done for them.
If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together.
To see the team come together, they're coming from all parts of the world, and we meet, but by the time the surgery day comes, it's like a well-oiled machine. The very first day is called the opening clinic day. The children and their families are all lined up outside of the waiting room. They do the intake. They take their temperature, take their all their other vitals. Then they move on to the surgeon, and then they determine whether this child is fit to be able to have surgery during our mission. It's also exciting to see all of these families come in with their children with hope in their eyes, saying, "Pick my child, pick my child."
It's a lot of work. It is not a vacation by any means. It's long, long hours, longer than what you work at home typically, and with far fewer resources. So it's very, very challenging, but super rewarding.
I get so much satisfaction out of helping these kids. It's for me as much as it is for them.
It's a huge, huge part of a person's inner soul when they see a child before surgery and after surgery, and they know they have changed that child's life forever.
And it's instant gratification when the surgery's done. You get to see immediate results.
Seeing them before and then seeing them after, it's really breathtaking and amazing.
These people, they're so appreciative. They're so, so appreciative.
Some of the most tender moments of my life have been watching their mothers receive their children back after they've had their surgery. And then they look at it and then they start to cry. And those are tears of joy.
We have transformed the lives of almost 7,000 children now. Alliance for Smiles has no boundaries. We will go wherever we're needed. Right now we're in Myanmar, Morocco, we're on our way to Egypt. We've spent a lot of time in China, and we will continue to expand.
Alliance for Smiles provides these services through donations from others.
When people donate, 94% of every dollar goes directly to our international missions.
And Unless someone is donating and makes it possible, then these trips don't happen.
If we do not have any funding, there is no way that we can do these operations on these patients.
One of the big problems with missions like this is that they are very expensive. It costs a lot of money to pay for airfare, to pay for housing, to pay for food, to pay for equipment. Thousands of dollars to buy sutures and anesthetic gases and medications and all of the disposables that are needed.
We do 12 medical missions a year. That's approximately 90 to 100 children per mission. And at home, our staff is 3 full-time people with several interns. Our overhead is only 6%. We have over 60 doctors who operate on our patients, and that's added up to almost $3 million in free services.
We are, for some of them, the only opportunity for these families to make a difference for their children's lives.
By making donations through Alliance for Smiles, those funds are used to give those children smiles.
I myself, growing up with a cleft palate and cleft lip, I felt ashamed of myself. So for me, I want to do everything I can to be able to help these children.
We are strengthening our humankind by reaching out on these trips, and donating is incredibly important.
Something that is so easily fixable but can make such a huge impact on the life is amazing to be able to do that and to see it right away.
A 45-minute to an hour operation changes their lives forever.
Knowing that they're going to be able to speak properly, eat properly, have a normal life, and that just won't happen without the charity of others, without people donating to let that happen.
We can transform so many lives for so little.
It's such a traumatic thing for a teenager to have some deformities like that.
It's awkward enough to be a teenager or a young person dealing with love. I don't want any of these children to be denied that first kiss.
Children and adults in these underserved areas will never get these services, and they will never have an opportunity to have their cleft lip, cleft palate repaired without organizations like us.
Whether it's donating time or money or goods, in some way, no matter what your religion or your background, just about anyone should give back.
With all the chaos and crisis going on in the world, if we could just smile, give a smile, and help a child smile, show kindness, we have done our part.
My daughter has been watching me go and do this her whole life, and I think it's really important for our children to try to have a concept of how fortunate they are and how we have to take care of other people.
There is an innate desire in everybody to do some good.
Knowing that my family couldn't afford my surgeries. Somebody, people out there that I don't know, donated.
I'm grateful that there have been people in my children's life that have done things for them that I couldn't do.
You know, kindness is the greatest act that we can do. And smiling is contagious.
I'm gonna go home really proud.